Hi, this is Sherry Methling with Ancient Healings Around the World. Today I'm here to talk with you on how to heal the inner child. A lot of us come from a background where there was a lot of toxic energy in the household growing up. And they say that the years between 0 and 7, your character, personality, your traits, your beliefs, your programs are formed, downloaded. Everything that you observed. It was all taken in, turned into a belief system, turned into a thought process or a pattern, and is now reenacting in your life as you move forward from 7 years old on. Whether it be with jobs, money, relationships, friends, work ethic. So let's say you have a wound from childhood. You think about it. You know you come from an ugly background. A lot of my clients come from abuse, whether it be with the parents abusing each other, or whether there be abuse from the parent to the child. Or maybe there were some other toxic patterns that were going on as well. We don't have to go into all of them. What I want to teach you on today is how do we heal the inner child? When we heal the inner child, as we're always going back with my healings, going back to the root. And the roots usually go back in time. That's why it's playing out in the present time in your life, whether it be with your relationship, your marriage, your friends, your children. Things repeat. Maybe your father left when you were a child. And then you notice maybe you're not leaving physically, but maybe you're abandoning your child emotionally. You're not there for them. Why? Because the pattern's continuing. Or the divorce. So let's go back in time. One experience, I want you to pick out one experience in your life. And maybe it's not from childhood. Maybe it's when you were a teenager and something traumatic happened to you. Maybe a friend died, or maybe a grandparent or a parent died. Whatever experience you want to tackle today. Now, every time you do this healing process of healing your inner child, every time you do this exercise, you could go into one day, and next week you might want to work on another one. So take your one experience. Let's say you're going back to 5 years old. Go back when the experience happened, whatever was traumatizing to you. You figure out about how old you were. You get a clear picture of the experience of what happened. Now I want you to tap into how you were feeling at that time. Just think of some different words to describe how you were feeling in that instance. Vulnerable, helpless, scared, victimized, speechless. Think of it, feel it, go back there, see it in your visions. After you get a good sense of how it feels, don't have any resistance. We have to go there. We have to uproot these energies, these feelings, these emotions. Now I want you to envision yourself unzipping your body, literally like a zipper, from the top of your crown all the way down to your feet. We're just kind of unzipping the energy that's stored within your physical body, as I call it, the library, that stores different emotions, experiences, and everything else under the sun. So you're just unzipping yourself. And you're giving yourself permission to let go of these feelings. Being victimized, speechless, helpless, terrified, scared. All the judgment placed on mother or father or the person who's victimizing you. I'm not saying that they're doing good or bad. But you see, without letting this go and flow out and release, you're going to be having complications in your life. Repeating over and over, decade after decade. I see it all the time. Not only within my clients, but other friends and family members sometimes. And then we get to, as what I call, the root of the matter. So you got that experience. You have it in your thoughts. And you see everything just flowing out. But you're not just flowing out that experience, you're also going with those emotions. Remember the ones that you just wrote down or you thought about? I felt angry. I hated my whoever. I was helpless. I was scared. I was crying. I was abused. Go there. Revisit it and let it flow out. Just see things, see this energy leaving your body, because it is. You need to give it permission. You need to let it go. It's no longer serving you. It has never been serving you. The longer you keep it within, the more you're going to be attracting more of that experience until it gets healed. Let it flow out. You might feel release at your chest, at your head, at your ear, at your toe. You might not feel any releases, but you might get a sensation in your body. You might get a thought that comes to you, and all of a sudden your attention's brought to your belly. That's okay. You don't have to know all the answers. Just give it permission and see things flowing. See these feelings. Seeing that image of what happened dissipate into thin air, erase, vanish, dissolve. I like to use the violet fire as it burns up into the violet fire with love. No resistance or anger towards what happened. We have to let that go too. But we're also letting go of, let's say, the energies of not only that person and that experience. Now I want you to visit the energy of maybe you felt abandoned. Maybe your mother or father wasn't paying attention, wasn't there. Physically, maybe they left. Maybe there was a divorce. Or maybe they weren't there emotionally. They could have been present in the home, but a lot of times people are abandoned emotionally by one of the parents, or sometimes even both of the parents. So I want you to go into the energy of maybe if you had abandonment, felt abandoned, left out. Maybe you felt left out from your friends. Maybe you felt like you didn't fit into your family, fitting with friends, at school. I release all energies of abandonment. See yourself pulling it out. You could even do this physically. Maybe you felt rejected. Rejected by one of your parents or your siblings. Denial, anger, guilt, abuse. Seeing that energy, I release the abuse. How about you were lied to? Maybe it was in a relationship. Maybe it wasn't per se the inner child, but maybe it was in a relationship. Somebody lied to you or cheated on you. Go to that experience. I release all judgment on being cheated on, being lied to. I let it go. See it flowing out. See where you feel sensations. Flowing out, dissipating, disintegrating. If you think of a fire, and you think of all the flares from the fire, crackles, see it, feel it, just like a fire is burning as it burns it out of you. The fire is not bad. It's just dissolving this energy. Maybe somebody stole from you, cheated on you, like I said. See it all flowing out. You might feel releases in your shoulders. Wherever you feel, just give yourself the time to process this, to release this, with no judgments. Why? Because judgment is also going to hold you back as a prisoner. It's going to keep it locked in. All energy is just burning up. Not just the person, the experience. Like I said, we're going behind that. Maybe you didn't feel abandoned. Maybe there was another emotion going on. Like I said, sometimes people feel rejected. Now I want you to think of all the energies that are paralleling with that inner child experience. For instance, let's say it was your father or your mother per se, and there was energy of abandonment, okay? Whether it be physically or emotionally, however that happens, okay? And now I want you to think of all the times that you felt abandoned. All the times, all the people, all the relationships. It could be with a friend. It could be with boys that you liked in school or girls that you liked. You always liked them, but they didn't like you. I release that because that string is attached not only to your inner child with your parents or your siblings or wherever it started, it's then attached to all the other experiences as you have matured, okay? And all that energy of abandonment, rejection, whatever it is, abuse, continues to trickle and catch on to a lot of other people. And then now you have this girl or this boy, and the same feeling is reoccurring. Oh, I feel sad again. Oh, I feel rejected again. Oh, I feel abandoned again. Why? It goes back to when you were 3 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, maybe 10 years old, whenever it was. So then we go to the next person, the next experience. Think of every single experience that relate to the energies of when you felt sad or abandoned or rejected. Every person. So now you're seeing not only your mother or father as it releases, you're pulling it out, pulling the weeds, all coming out. You could do this. You could just envision it coming out. And then you see this next person show up in your energy, because that was another energy where you felt the same feelings. You see them flying out. Another person. Maybe you're in your 20s, now you're 30s, now you're 40s, now you're 50s. Maybe it could be somebody at work. Maybe it could be a friend. Every experience that is paralleling that energy, okay, it's not just one person. There's going to be a whole trickle effect that you're going to notice there's a pattern. It continues. Why? Because it's not healed. It's a magnet. If it's locked inside of you, as it is, then it's going to keep on attracting more experiences like that until you let it go, until you heal it. And this is the way, and this is the technique to release it, to let it go. So you see it flowing out. You start with the beginning. Maybe it started at 5, and then you saw it again at 10. Then you saw it again at 18. Then you saw it again at 28. Then you saw it again at 38. Whatever it is, go to every person, every experience. They're all flowing out of your head, out of your ear. You're going to get different sensations. You might not feel it. Just give it permission. Go to every person. Good. Releasing all the times you felt upset. Unfulfilled expectations. Releasing those. When you felt upset or disappointed. Maybe your father didn't show up when he was supposed to pick you up if the parents divorced. I'm just giving you different examples. All attachments to these people, to these feelings, to these emotions, to the energy of abandoned, rejected, denied, abused. Got it? All the attachments, all the unfulfilled feelings and emotions and wishes. Let him go. Let him flow out, releasing from your back, releasing from your stomach. Thwarted intentions. See how you feel as you do this. Take inventory on how your body is feeling. Scan your body. I scan my clients. I could feel where it's at in the body. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's okay. Either way, it's working. You're giving your attention. You're digging in. And you're going into every time that you felt that way. Undelivered communications. All the different emotions that are showing up in your energy. All the things that you held back, that you didn't say. All the times that you felt like a victim. Victim of this person for one reason. Oh, then you see that you kind of felt like a victim of that person. Maybe you felt like you couldn't speak up. You couldn't have a voice. Releasing that. All the times, feelings, emotions when I couldn't have a voice. I couldn't speak up. I couldn't stand up. I might get hit. I might be shut down. I might be rejected. Let it release. We're healing the inner child. Why? So this doesn't continue on. And you don't keep on repeating the same relationships or the lack thereof money in your life because of different programs. Maybe you want to tackle one day, oh yeah, what are my energies around money? Let's go back in time to what my parents talked about, what my grandparents talked about. How did they talk about money? How did they talk about work? And then not only when you were picking up at 5 years old, then all the times where you have to work your ass off to make lots of money. That could be a belief system. So then you see yourself working 50 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours a week to make ends meet and make a lot of money. Or other person could work 30 hours a week. Some people could even work 20 hours a week, and they could be making a boatload of money. Belief systems and programs embedded into us. You got to release those old programs so you can start attracting new energies. Like I said, unzip, flow out. Of course, I always talk about the chakras. You could open them all, the doors, but if you're unzipping your energy, It's the same difference. Now I want you to ask yourself, is there any message that your inner child wants to tell you? Go back in time to that first experience, maybe when you were 5 years old, like I said, and you're thinking about that. You're the adult now, here's the 5-year-old. And these two energies are coming together, they're merging. Is there anything that this little 5-year-old wants to tell this adult? How does it feel to let go of this sadness of being abused? How does it feel, little 5-year-old? How does it feel? I feel free, I feel safe. I want you as the adult to put out your hand to that little 5-year-old. Put your hand out. And the 5-year-old reaches out to your hand. And let that 5-year-old know that it's okay to come with me. Because that inner child has been waiting for you for decades. Waiting for you to come back to you. To pick them up where they've been dropped off, where they checked out, where they were scared. Yourself is coming back to you to bring this inner child with you along the new journey. Not afraid anymore, not abandoned, not rejected. No. The hand is reached out, the heart is open. You're hugging, you're giving this little child a hug, a kiss. It needs it. It wants it. That's you. Feel it. And take this child with you on the new journeys. Maybe with the new relationship, the new job, maybe traveling. This child has been waiting for you. You have been waiting for you. And that's Sherry Methling, healing the inner child with ancient healings around the world. Peace.